I believe it was reported early this week that it would be done in 14 days.
Yeah.
So we got another 7 days of this to go. And we'll see what's real. We'll see what's what.
Wow.
What you got?
What is up, everybody?
So,
It is your girl,
Zach's
Fuzz,
mom
2.0
told Jeff,
here. We
Tina
are
believes
back
Zach
again.
and is on his side through all this. She knows what her own daughter's like. She thinks she has serious problems. And she knows she planned this
he was
whole
in the studio
thing.
with me, so don't be discouraged.
The whole
And
thing,
I
not
forgot to
some of
mention
it,
something. The next
not half
generation
of it,
Sports
all
Talk
of it.
Radio,
She
welcome
planned
to
all
the
of
floor.
this.
Sorry I did not mention that earlier, but definitely we have a lot.
And Lynn was like, she told Jeff also she believes Urban Meyer did exactly what he was supposed to do in handling the situation. He passed it on whenever something came up. Urban Meyer would never retain an assistant coach who beats his wife, no matter who that man's grandfather is. Girl, I know that's right. I was heartbroken when he fired Zach.
I love SmackDown.
Yeah.
They got
Because it's looking like the more and more that comes out, it's looking like Zach did nothing wrong, honestly. Besides the infidelities and not being a good husband to his wife.
Yeah.
But as far as domestic,
And see, now I'm starting to question that 2009 incident.
are you?
It's like
And
that,
from
but
this standpoint,
we're gonna start with the first match of the night.
First of
That
all,
was the, SmackDown
she's 3 months
Women's
pregnant.
Division
So
versus the Raw
in my
Women's
mind,
Division
and it's your
on
1 year
Raw side.
anniversary.
Yeah,
So
Team
in my
Captain,
mind, there is no
Liz,
doubt an altercation happened.
Tamina, Nia Jax.
Now the question
and
for me,
Ruby
honestly,
Gage
becomes
and Ruby
who
Riott
really
from the
started
Riott
it.
Squad. But the thing is, Ruby and Natalya got
because
it
the report
because
came out, he
Ruby
brought the
doesn't
young lady
know
home.
earn
Courtney took the
respect.
chick home.
Natalya
and came
her
back,
father. Let him rest
and
in peace.
he
had
laid
to
into
go
her.
So far as to break the legend
With all of this coming out, it really
sunglasses,
makes you
which were given
wonder.
to her by her father. And
Did he really
it was,
initiate
but
that?
still,
Or did
still,
she?
you don't disrespect someone's
She had
family
to.
like that by breaking a father's heirloom.
She had to.
You don't do that. That's one line you do not
I don't
cross,
know.
whether in,
I don't
like,
know,
real life or
man.
wrestling.
I just
But
know
in that
myself.
instant,
But
playing devil's
other than
advocate
that,
again,
um,
some would be
both
like, I
women
mean,
were
come
eventually
on.
kicked off the Raw Survivor Series
You know, it's her 1 year anniversary. She's 3 months pregnant. Y'all know how our hormones get.
Sasha Banks ended up
And you bring a
Ruby
chick,
Riott
in
last
her
minute,
defense on this one,
but the Raw team did
she's a
win.
good one. I'm 3 months pregnant with your child.
Nia eventually
You
shoved
bring
Sasha
somebody
on top
to
rope,
our
making
home.
her submit to Asuka, but
On our 1 year anniversary,
there were a few, but other than that, like, you know,
no, that's not
Yeah,
going to be a good
and-
night.
Nah,
yeah,
not
so
at all.
eventually Nia was
It's a bad
the
look.
survivor for
It's a very
the Raw
bad look.
Women's
That's an
team,
understatement.
led Raw up 1.
But did he explain
And
himself?
Basically,
All he gotta do
that's
is
just
fully
how it
explain
went,
himself.
Because
I think.
Nia, she's a
Because
I'm
it gets
not trying
it gets
to
a little
be
hectic.
fat
Because I mean, it doesn't matter what the
she's a
truth
very
is. All that matters is what it looks like.
And I think the report came out that that chick was actually like Urban's secretary or something. So it was something else came out. I'm like, oh my God, this is just too much. But I'm just saying, it really, it can really make people start to question.
The thing is, it's her bloodline.
You know,
like, she can't help
her
that she
side
comes
of
from these
everything.
wrestling
I've been
fans.
questioning her from the jump.
I know you have.
Just due to
We got any comments yet?
Daughter of Jimmy Superfly
Just due
Snuka,
to, like,
Rock,
the fact that-
ITP Maivia, Rocky Johnson.
due to the fact that, like,
that Samoan bloodline,
it was coming out that she would show up to practices drunk and, you know, be a disruption and
See,
chasing him all around. And
that right there is intent, in my opinion.
Originally supposed to be SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch, but
Like, you can't tell me that you accidentally show up to practice drunk. Show up to his practices drunk.
Yeah.
Real deep.
Yeah, so-
Like, it's just, and I know people be like, oh, you condone domestic violence. Time out. No,
It was.
I do not.
That's gonna be our new phrase. Like us here at the press box, we do not race bait, and we do not condone domestic violence. That's gonna
Like,
be our new thing.
stop. Time out. No, I do not.
Because I know we haven't really came out to speak mostly on behalf of Courtney, but we just don't jump to
Conclusion.
yeah, we just don't jump to conclusions, and we're not gonna jump to make her the darling of the situation, all because there's an accusation of domestic violence.
And I'm hearing people with me now, you got 3 daughters. You're right, I have 3 daughters.
I got 2.
But you know what I'm going to do? And you've heard me say this time and time again. The reason why you have not seen Tanisha Davis on the news in any situation with the male is because, wow, I was taught by my father to never let a man hit me. I was also taught not to bait a man.
Right.
I was taught to walk away myself as well from the situation. And you best believe my 3 daughters will definitely be taught that.
My 2 as well.
As my dad used to say, don't raise your hand to a man. If you do, and he reacts, get expect to be treated like one.
Yeah, that's just how it was.
Exactly. We do have a comment from Mr. Mike Bridges. He says she wants to ruin Zach and Urban. She said it herself in several occasions to several people. Yeah, we just reported that just a minute ago. Yeah, she's definitely out for people's jobs here. And I just feel like for a victim, she's not acting like a victim. She's acting cold-hearted and very. What do you got, Tony? What do you?
No, I'm sorry. No, because I heard about this, but I didn't get to see the content of it. So remember, it was reported that Earl Bruce went down and talked to her.
Mm-hmm.
Her, Urban's life coach, and somebody else.
Rhonda got the win for Raw.
This is from his mom.
Which basically around that time.
Courtney called me at 3 a.m. about that fight. And I told Dad I was driving down to Florida, Earl Bruce, to deal with this. He wanted to go with me. When we arrived, I, Lynn Bruce, talked to Courtney alone. And Dad, Earl Bruce, went to speak to Urban and Zach. Dad never even saw her on that trip. Then when I heard her use Dad's name in that TV interview, claiming he told her not to press charges, I wanted to jump through my TV set. Not only would he never, ever tell her something like that, he never talked to her at all. That is just another thing she has lied about.
Man.
You're throwing a dead man under the bus.
Man. And you know, my comment, the comment I'm going to say is exactly like the comment from my guy SB here. He says, this is lame. Just get Courtney and Zach out of here. Urban should have no ties with that situation. I feel like OSU football has nothing to do with what she is saying. That was a relationship issue.
I agree.
So basically,
Definitely agree.
I definitely agree. That was a relationship issue.
Yeah, I just feel like people are expecting way too much out of Urban with this situation. This is a law issue, and the law did nothing about it. So even though the law was called several times, and the law did nothing about it, so what is Urban supposed to do as an employer? Urban's just an employer. That's it. Ohio State is just an employer to this situation. So if the local law enforcement saw fit to do nothing to Zach Smith, I don't know what y'all wanted Urban to do to him. If the guy's a good worker, the guy was a good worker. So, I mean, it's come into question the past few years because we've been a little disgruntled with the wide receiver core.
Right.
The past few years, but at the same time, the guy was a good worker, and Urban did his job. Urban did
Jesus. This just ain't looking good for her.
It never did, in my opinion.
So, of course, most of this is, from Lynn, Zach's mom. Jeff Snook asked her to explain Courtney's pictures. And she said, I witnessed what she did several times. She would get in his face and block his path while screaming at him. One time when I was there, He was trying to walk down the steps, and she blocked him so he couldn't leave the house. He couldn't get by her, and he had to leave. So he just picked her up by the arms and placed her to the side. And if you've seen any picture or video of her, she ain't no small chick. I'm not saying she's big. She's not like thick, but I mean, she's not my size. She ain't this small. She's a little thicker than me.
I still haven't seen a picture of her, period.
So he couldn't get by her, and he had to leave. So he just picked her up by the arms and placed her to the side, so he could walk by and walk out the door. When he did that, I am sure that would leave red marks on her arms. It would if he picked me up and moved me too. Then she would take a picture. She was the aggressor. She was always very confrontational with him.
What are you doing? Like, seriously,
I believe it.
man.
I believe it.
So with all of this going on, this is my question now.
To win a championship. Sure,
Did she see this relationship, this marriage, as truly love or an opportunity?
Of course. With Daniel Bryan, probably not. But
It's a good question.
And if she saw it as an opportunity, he's the grandson of Earl Bruce. There's no way he's going to be treated like everybody else. Eventually, he's going to get his due. Let me ride along, ride the coattail.
But
Right. Because if he was so abusive, why stay? Why stay around? And I know we asked that question a lot through celebrity and through civilians, but I mean, that's a common question you got to ask in these situations. What made you stay, or what made you keep coming back to abuse?
And a lot of people will say, well, you know, you don't understand it. You've never been in it. So, you know, you can't, you can't really explain it and all of that. But with all of this, because my thing, I always wondered, honestly, I always thought it was kind of odd how all of a sudden Earl Bruce's name did pop up, and he told her not to press charges.
Right.
Because if this was back in 2009, this is Ohio State and this is Earl Bruce.
And then
I think we would have heard about that by now.
Right.
That's just my personal opinion.
A lot of this stuff.
Like, I mean, I don't know if he's considered Ohio State royalty or, yeah.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
And that's my thing. Like, this is Earl Bruce we talking about. I mean, you see what happens with other family members of famous. They sniff stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, you always said her timing. You always questioned it.
It's the timing. Like I said, with everything else, we hear about it right away. I mean, for this to be something from 2015, that's just what's fishy about it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're hearing about this 3 years later over something as serious as domestic violence. So, like, I don't understand how there was such a time gap with that, if there was really something going on. Because he's been employed there since 2012.
Well,
WWF days,
according to the mothers, she planned this. But that goes back to my question. You want revenge so bad, you're willing to put your life at risk? Because my thing is, if you've seen a picture of Zach Smith, he's no small dude.
No.
And if you are getting confrontational with this man, and he's trying to walk away, and you keep pushing that button,
it's its own pay-per-view now.
you literally have been putting your life in danger since 2009.
Right.
All 6 of those men.
Like, to me, that makes no sense.
Yeah, because damn the love and the marriage and all of that.
Because realistically, if I'm being abused, guess what? I'm taking a baseball bat to your knees and I'm running out the door.
Out of there.
I got the keys hidden somewhere and I'm running out the door.
No.
And,
You're in jail.
I'll never forget, I said that in front. Well, I said something else. I would do something else to the kneecaps. And the ex just looked at me and his eyes got big. I said, look, I ain't going to put you 6 feet under. But dag nabbit, I'm going to make it to where you can't come after me.
Close as possible. Close as possible. So that's just my thing. It's just the timeline of it, and just everything else that's coming out, how nobody else is really on her side. Nobody else has really stepped up to speak for her but national media. And
nobody's really stepped up to speak about this period, too.
right.
Braun,
Right.
You know, but now,
Corbin actually
old
injured
Florida
Braun Strowman,
employees and staff
hand
members
and
want to come out and say,
elbow. So
keep yourself in the background.
Yeah.
Stop.
because
Stop.
Cause y'all was there when it was going on, and y'all were just fine when y'all was winning. Yeah, you know, so I don't really want to hear none of that. I just think
Exactly.
man, how snakish of Tom Herman to get all of this.
So
No, the thing
you
is that
believe
he
that?
abuses his power as
Really?
the acting general
I mean,
manager.
like I
He
said, with
abuses
the
his
gap,
power
with the
so
time gap,
much.
like how do we
Since
not
he
hear
has
about this?
authority
And
over
who tipped
everybody in the
Brett
locker room,
McMurphy
he
off
basically do whatever
to
he wants.
start
That's not how
reporting
it
on
goes.
this?
You
It
make
had to
sure
be
you give
somebody
right
on the
opportunity to
inside.
everybody that-
And
I mean,
why
but what
not?
realistically though, what motive would he have? I mean, it's not like
When you're a
Herman
GM,
was
it's not just
fired
high
from
line
Ohio
money.
State. He left. He
Yeah.
left.
All right, guys. So we'll be.
And he's in
back
Texas.
soon
It's
with
not even the
upcoming
same
SmackDown
conference.
run.
I don't know.
Does he want the Ohio State job himself?
And make sure you stick around and watch 4 more.
That's a good question. I don't know what his motive would be.
I mean-
I don't. I'm confused.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so I have a comment here from my homeboy Jason I grew up with. Hey, Jason. He said, get him, Tanisha. He said, hashtag facts. He said, this entire situation is horrible from all sides. I just want to know where all the media outlets are that were originally reporting this story. They haven't said ish for over a week, but I guess they are waiting until the investigation is done.
They don't have a choice because they jumped first to make Zach Smith the monster in order to go along with, you know, Urban Meyer lying to the media. Like, it just all
you someone
fit
who's
together.
already dreaming of a career in sports media?
one right
The
there
Ohio Media
kills
School
me.
now offers a
He
6-month
should lose
sports
his
emphasis
job for
program to
lying to
prepare
the
you for a
media.
whole new career.
Everybody
Whether it's
wouldn't have
radio
a
or
job.
television,
Nobody-
play-by-play
NCAA,
production,
if
the Ohio
Lions
Media
There
School
would
has
be
you
no
fired.
sports,
We see training for
period.
professionals that are actually in the
Let's
industry.
forget
The Ohio
college
Media School
football.
will get
There's
you where
been
you need to be for
no
a successful
NHL.
career in this
There would be
exciting,
no
expanding
sports.
field. The schedule of
There
visit
would
call
be no
614-655-5250
music industry. Come on, y'all.
Or go to
For lying to the
beonair.com. Stop
media.
dreaming about a career in sports and make it a
When did the
reality at
media
the Ohio
become-
Media School.
So prestigious, like to where you have to be open and honest up front with the media. Like, if the media doesn't lie themselves.
I don't know if it's the fact that it's the media or, well, no, it wouldn't have just been Big Ten Media at Big Ten Media Day, so never mind. So, you know.
So Tom Herman and Lincoln Riley.
Jason said Herman and Urban are fighting for recruits. That's the beef.
Yeah. That is it. Yo, case crack, case law. That's what the Texas was, my God. That's it. That's the only way it makes sense.
No, yeah. Yeah. All right. I know we could talk about
Are you
this for 2
someone who's
hours,
always dreamed of a career in
but,
sports
you know,
media? The
we got
Ohio
some
Media School now
preseason
offers
football
a
to talk
6-month
about.
sports emphasis
Okay,
program
okay.
to prepare you for a whole new career. Whether it's radio,
I'm not gonna lie.
television, play-by-play,
I really
or
didn't watch.
production,
I saw
the Ohio
glimpses
Media
of the
School has you
Cleveland.
covered.
Who
You'll
they
receive
play?
training
They
from
play New
professionals
York.
that are actually
New York
in the industry. The Ohio Media School will get you where you need to be for a successful career.
What'd you think?
in this
What was your
exciting,
first
expanding
impression?
Field. To schedule a visit,
I
call
really didn't, honestly. I may have saw
614-655-5250,
glimpses, but I really
or go to beonair.com. Stop dreaming about a career in
watch the
sports
game
and make it a
completely.
reality at the Ohio Media School.
But I did hear that I guess people were trying to like put and this is why I like my laptop. I don't know what this computer be doing. I hear people were trying to put Baker Mayfield on some type of like, yeah, let's get him first. Ah! One game, and I'm gonna give you the key word. Preseason. Preseason.
Garrett Staples. We got one like from Garrett Staples. Bro, you singing Grease right now. Bro, you know we're live right now, right? And you're singing Grease right now. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the next generation of Sports Talk Radio. It is your girl, Fun Size 2.0 here, and with Juju, the man, right here.
Hey, the man, Juju.
Yeah. So when we last left you guys on break, we were talking about Raw and how everything went down.
You were talking about Raw.
I was. Yes, you were singing "Grease is the word." It's the word that you heard. Yes, I know about Grease. I love John Travolta. Yes. That is like an old-time movie that will never get old. But back to the fact of the matter right now. Talking about SmackDown that is coming up tonight, and you said you were going to get back into it. So you better make sure you catch SmackDown tonight, because if not, I'm going...
On USA tonight at 8 o'clock, I'm watching it because the female melee was so juicy. I just loved it. It was just... Nia? Oh, my God.
Nia,
sorry.
You said Nia.
Nia and...
You better hope Nia don't hear this and she come up here and go like, Jawan, we got somebody looking for you.
I'm gonna call up Ronda Rousey, and she gonna take care of her. Or Becky gonna come back with revenge.
Well, you know, that could be a possibility that Becky could maybe make an appearance at TLC, but that's going to be coming up a bit later. So we're going to be talking about SmackDown, what's going to be happening tonight. So basically, we have to see how Shane McMahon and Team Blue can bounce back from their 6-0 sweep at Survivor Series. Because we know Shane McMahon put up a valued effort being on Team Blue, and Paige, we don't know what will be going through her head as the GM. Will there be repercussions, or I don't know, something might happen, but we're kind of in the dark as much as everybody else, so we have to tune in tonight at 8 to see what goes on the Blue brand.
Yeah.
And definitely also get an insight on why Charlotte snapped against Ronda at Survivor Series, because that's a huge thing too, because no one knows why she went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, Charlotte, but we just got to get some answers out of her tonight.
Hopefully she'll give up some answers and not trying to hold on to them.
Yeah, especially we know her rivalry with Becky Lynch earlier on, a couple of months back, basically kind of drove her to thinking, like, what am I going to do with my friendship with Becky? What's going on? Paige, even before Survivor Series even started, wanted her to be the captain of the women's team, but she never gave Paige a solid answer about that, which we discussed last week. But the thing is, we better get some answers out of Charlotte, or we're just going to be begging her, why, Charlotte? Why did you do all this?
If we don't get any answers out of Charlotte tonight, what are the alternatives?
Basically, we're just going to be left in the dark with Charlotte. She'll basically just not say anything and keep it up to herself, hidden in a little bottle. But
that would be a great marketing plan. Like, she should keep it to herself. She should just let everybody just be on the edge of their seat waiting to hear what she's going to say. She should just go ahead and not make an appearance.
Well, she could, but, you know, everybody wants to get answers from Charlotte. Just like when Ronda came out on Raw, she showed that she's a fighting champion. And bringing back to Raw also, even though we're talking about SmackDown, but still, Ronda was very determined to put up a fight before TLC, before her fight against Nia.
Yeah.
And she took jabs at Baron Corbin, saying maybe you want a shot of the champ. Mind you, that Corbin is at least 200 some pounds. He's a grown man.
Right.
And we've seen Ronda actually throw him over her shoulder, so we know that Ronda could probably handle herself with the guys.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, so if there had to be a match between Ronda Rousey and a male superstar, my choice, ooh, that is hard.
Don't pick a guy.
I would pick a dude. I want to see.
Pick somebody who...
Well, I've seen her face against Triple H before. I've seen that at WrestleMania. She threw punches at him. She threw punches at him.
If he was serious, Triple H would definitely put the SmackDown.
Oh, he tried. He tried.
So,
Ronda came back at him.
Where is Triple H? She's my...
Hey, James. Thanks for joining us. Hey, James. James Hands, the guy formerly host of Heel and Face. He's on here. Thank you, James, for being on here and watching us. So, James is basically the influence why I do this show. Was on Heel and Face for a while. If you guys didn't know this, I was on co-hosting a bit, so I kind of have an insight of what to do with this, kind of. But other than that, definitely SmackDown is probably huge on a lot of things. Also, Shinsuke Nakamura, he lost to Seth Rollins pretty hard, and he might bounce back from this, but we don't know. No one really knows what's going on to that Japanese man's head. We don't know what's going on with him. But other than that,
I'm real racist. I'm not. Okay.
Hey,
that's not cool.
he's from Japan, so it's not racist. It is not racist. I like Japanese people. I would love to visit Japan. I would love to visit Japan one day. I would love to visit Japan one day. That'd be fun. That'd be a very, very fun experience to go.
I'd love to have me a Japanese daughter.
You want to have a Japanese daughter?
Full bred. I want a full bred Japanese daughter.
Okay, we got.
Look at me with question marks.
We got way off topic with this,
Okay.
but definitely there could be a lot going on with SmackDown, and then moving on to TLC. So far, we only know 2 matches for this pay-per-view. It'll be for the Raw Women's Championship, Nia Jax versus Ronda Rousey. Note that these 2 women are no strangers to one another. They faced off before at Money in the Bank this year. No. No, they are not. And basically, this match can go either way. This is like a kind of like a match that you really want to see who wins. Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax have fought before.
And it can go either way.
It could go either way. Nia has been champion before. She faced Alexa Bliss at WrestleMania 34 and won. The thing is that Ronda beat Alexa Bliss. So both women have beat Alexa Bliss, who is a former champion in her own right.
Right.
And basically, I feel this match can go either way. I respect both women as a whole, but I feel...
Is this coming on tonight?
It's not coming on. The TLC pay-per-view is not until December 16th, which is on a Sunday. So if you guys do not have the network or do not have a cable provider, you guys are going to be missing out. You better find somebody or call your local cable provider or get the network, which will be free for new subscribers around the time TLC rolls around. So if you guys subscribe, you'll get TLC for free. So make sure you guys check out TLC, because this is a pay-per-view you guys do not want to miss. And also Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental title. So now this match is really kind of a throwback type match, because Seth and Dean are no strangers to each other when butting heads.
Yeah.
Because we all know when Seth turned his back on the Shield to join the Authority back maybe in 2012 or 2011, basically Dean took it to heart, and it's just craziness, because they had, both Seth and Dean have had tremendous matches, from Hell in a Cell to tables, ladders, and chairs. And it's funny because TLC will probably mark maybe 3 to 4 years or so that the Shield started, because all 3 of them, Roman, Dean, and Seth, have all broke onto the scene at TLC. So they all made their debut around the same time.
Right.
So this is huge for both men. And also, with Roman Reigns out, it's no stranger that he's seen his Shield brothers go to war before. So now he's going to have to watch his brothers do battle again. But this time, it's Seth's title, which is on the line, the Intercontinental title, which Seth wears proudly. And Dean Ambrose is no stranger to holding the Intercontinental gold either. Yeah. So this match can really be down to the nitty-gritty with this one, because these guys are no strangers to each other. There's been bad blood before, and it's just crazy on how this rivalry is, because Dean actually burned the vest from the Shield, saying that the Shield made him weak. The whole situation just made him weak, and he felt like this would make me stronger, but it didn't. So basically Seth is taking it to heart, but the thing is, it can really boil over. And also, with Raw ending on a very, very sour note, Dean delivered 2 dirty deeds to Seth Rollins at the end of Raw. So basically, this rivalry is going to be coming to a huge head at TLC December 16th. So this rivalry is just huge on a massive scale.
It sounds huge.
It is. You got friends that have literally they literally got into business together in NXT, and they known each other at least for 10 years before they even broke into the business. So it's really just kind of heartbreaking to see their friendship literally slip through the cracks like this.
Right.
But, business is business.
Business is business.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I gotta go take care of this business.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, people. I'm out. Juju, man.
Yeah.
Had to leave early.
All right. See you, man. But, other than that, thanks, Juju. But other than that, like, that's just how it is, and we can expect huge things from this rivalry. It's just potential and everything, so, it could just go either way with this rivalry, and I just feel that Seth is kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, so it can kind of go either way with this match. Then, all right, so we're going to cut to another break, and we'll be talking about Daniel Bryan's new attitude and why I think Charlotte Flair snapped. So make sure you guys keep watching.
Are you someone who has always dreamed of a career in sports media? The Ohio Media School now offers a 6-month sports emphasis program to prepare you for a whole new career. Whether it's radio or television, play-by-play or production, the Ohio Media School has you covered. You will receive training from professionals that are actually in the industry. The Ohio Media School will get you where you need to be for a successful career in this exciting, expanding field. To schedule a visit, call 614-655-5250 or go to beonair.com.
Welcome everybody to the press box. My name is Dale.
It's your girl Tony D, aka Lois Lane.
And we got a lot of good stuff to get into for y'all. We're going to give y'all an update on the Urban Meyer situation. We're going to talk a little bit of NFL preseason football. The football is back.
Yes, it is.
Bittersweet, but it is back nonetheless. So we're going to definitely enjoy talking about that. And we're going to get into some other things. But first, I must ask, Tony, how's your weekend going?
My weekend is going good. My week was, pretty good. How was yours?
It's cool. It's cool. It's not you just have one of those, like, it's just another day type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with it. But nonetheless, show cracking.
Absolutely.
What do you want to talk about first, Tony?
You know what? Let's go ahead and get it done. Started.
Are you someone who has
Hate to
always
say
dreamed
out
of
the
a career in
way,
sports
but,
media? The Ohio Media School now offers a 6-month sports emphasis
For
program
those of
to
you
prepare
who
for a
have
whole
not
new
been
career.
following,
Whether it's radio or television,
it all started with a
play-by-play or
report
production,
that came
the
out
Ohio
in
Media School has
May
you covered. You will receive training from professionals that are actually
was he
in
charged
the
with?
industry.
Trespassing
The Ohio
or
Media
something.
School
Zach
will get you
Smith,
where you
who is
need to
now
be
the
for a successful
former
career in this
wide
exciting,
receivers coach
expanding
for
field.
Ohio
To
State.
schedule a visit, call 614
Then his wife came out with this report
or go
that
to
she was being
Stop dreaming about a career in
domestically
sports and make it a
abused.
reality at the Ohio Media School.
And then it was brought up at Big Ten Media Day, and Urban at first denied any recollection or any knowledge of it. Then he was placed on administrative leave. And then a day or two afterwards, he comes out with a statement saying he knew what was going on. He reported it to Ohio State people and Florida. And then Zach Smith does his interview. And now we have come to this. This past Courtney Smith's mom have both taken Zach. Lynn Bruce, she's the mother of the website that is about all Ohio State stuff. And so I started going on there recently. But in this article, this was a story that was published on Facebook. And have you noticed? All of this is being published Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook is where all of this is being published first. Even the guy who did Courtney Smith's interview, he first published the story on Facebook. And the guy who published this story on Facebook is Jeff Snook. And he's a sports writer who has written several books about Ohio State football. And this is just, it's not looking good for her.
It's not. Nobody close to the situation is even on her side. A lot of people are coming out, speaking out on the character that she was. A lot of people also believe that Zach Smith, which is what he said in the interview, they believe he was trying to remove himself from the situation, as as cautiously as possible, but with these situations, they never really turn out that way all the time, and things happen. And unfortunately for Zach Smith, things have happened. Not to say that he's innocent by any way, in any way, shape, or form. He did what he did, and he's responsible for what he's done. But, with everything coming out through the law and things like that, the law decided that he should remain a productive citizen among society. So I don't understand what's the problem with Urban Meyer even feeling like he should remain a productive citizen of society. The thing that's killing me is just how much is coming out about her, and then the fact that everything is coming out through Facebook and not all these big media syndicates like ESPN and Fox Sports and things like that. Mm-hmm. They're continuing to go with the narrative.
Either way, that's kind of how it was, and no one knows why. She completely lost it. She started punching officials and everything like that, and we really, really don't know why. So what's going through Charlotte's head, we get some explanations tonight, because if not, then we're all just caught in the dark like everyone else around her. I bet her dad doesn't even know why she even did any of that. And we all respect Ric Flair, but when her daughter did that, who knows what's going through his head. Then moving on, this was a topic before Juju Man left the studio. He brought up this topic that we were going to bring up today. Who broke the ring? Who has broken the ring before? And let's just say, I'd probably say, I know the Big Show has mostly been on the receiving end of the ring breaking in more ways than one. Mostly him being superplexed off of the top rope. But Big Show's at least 500 to 600 pounds. So with that huge, massive calamity hitting the ring and the post breaking, and that's how it is. But other than that, that's just, how it is. And I bet it's very expensive to get that ring replaced. And also, we wanted to give a shout out to Miss Elderay, or Mr. Elderay Wichtens. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your last name wrong, but definitely thank you for liking this second show. So yay. Also with I'd say mostly a lot of heavyweights have probably broken the ring before, but Mark Henry has also been on the receiving end of breaking the ring at one point. I'd say mostly a lot of heavyweight guys have probably broken the ring before. No lightweight man like a cruiserweight or a natural just heavyweight, super heavyweight guys have probably broken the ring before. And that's how it is, because it happens. Equipment kind of falls short. Cameras have been busted before. If you guys don't remember, back in 2008, John Cena and Edge's rivalry kind of went to a head, where Big Show came out of nowhere and threw John Cena through a spotlight, a big one, and that thing exploded, and man, it was just hard to watch. And then now, but definitely, a lot of things have broken in WWE, not just bones, personal stuff. A camera has been broken before. Let's see what else. Ladders have been broken before. Tables have been broken before. And then, that's really how it is. But, stuff happens in the wrestling business. You think it's fake, but sure, when they get hit and you see blood and bruises and everything, they're like, oh my gosh, that's so scripted. No, it's not. There's no way that is scripted. Them getting injured, it happens. Injuries happen. Even in wrestling, it happens. That's why they tell people all the time, do not try this at home, because if you do, then you'll just suffer the consequences, and then the company just feels bad for this. But other than that, we're going to move on WWE then versus now. Tag teams and factions. I would say factions have probably gotten a lot bigger. A lot more factions have happened in tag teams. You don't see a lot nowadays anymore. Like you have Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, the Authors of Pain, The Bar, The New Day, Lucha House Party. I actually find them very exciting. What other factions? Older ones like the New World Order, the Mexicools. I bet you guys don't remember those guys. Yeah, I remember them. Watching them old days, kind of. Los Guerreros, R.I.P. Eddie, we love you. The Radicals, I remember them. Alright guys, so we're going to continue this in the second half, or third quarter, or whatever, and then we'll be back with more. So yeah.
Are you someone who has always dreamed of a career in sports media? The Ohio Media School now offers a 6-month sports emphasis program to prepare you for a whole new career. Whether it's radio or television, play-by-play or production, the Ohio Media School has you covered.
Right,
you will receive training for professionals that are actually in the industry.
Welcome everybody to the press box. My name is Dev.
It's your girl Tony D, aka Lois Lane.
And we got a lot of good stuff to get into for y'all. We're going to give y'all an update on the Urban Meyer situation. We're going to talk a little bit of NFL preseason football, because football is back.
Yes, it is.
Bittersweet, but it is back nonetheless. So we're going to definitely enjoy talking about that. And we're going to get into some other things. But first, I must ask, Tony, how's your weekend going?
My weekend is going good. My week was, pretty good. How was yours?
It's cool. It's cool. You know how you just have one of those, like, it's just another day type feelings. So, yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with it. But nonetheless, let's get the show cracking.
Absolutely.
What do you want to talk about first, Tony?
You know what? Let's go ahead and get it going. Started. You hate to say out the way, but, So, for those of you who have not been following, it all started with a report that came out in May.
Are you someone who has always dreamed of a career in sports media? The Ohio Media School now offers a 6-month
trespassing or something. Zach Smith, who is now the former wide receivers coach for Ohio State.
The Ohio Media School
then his wife came out with this report that she was being domestically abused.
For a successful career in this exciting
and then it was brought up at Big Ten Media Day, and Urban at first denied any recollection or any knowledge of it. Then he was placed on administrative leave. And then a day or two afterwards, he comes out with a statement saying he knew what was going on. He reported it to Ohio State people and Florida. And then Zach Smith does his interview. And now we have come to this. This past Courtney Smith's mom have both taken Zach's side. Lynn Bruce, she's the mother of the website that is about all Ohio State stuff. And so I started going on there recently. But in this article, this was a story that was published on Facebook. And have you noticed all of this is being published Facebook?
Yeah.
Facebook is where all of this is being published first. Even the guy who did Courtney Smith's interview, he first published the story on Facebook. And the guy who published this story on Facebook is Jeff Snook. And he's a sports writer who has written several books about Ohio State football.
So, you guys, a lot of these factions were mostly created to kind of like defy authority. Like D-Generation X, for example, Shawn Michaels and Triple H, the founding fathers of D-Generation X. So we all know they basically, Vince McMahon called them two degenerates. Excuse me. That's how it kind of started. So I would say D-Generation X, I wouldn't say would probably be the first faction. There have been other factions before, like the Mega Powers, late great Macho Man Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan. They were a tag team at one point, and they were actually pretty good. And before Shawn Michaels joined Ooh, excuse me, I'm just burpy today. D-Generation X, he was part of the Rockers with Marty Jannetty. What other factions were there? You had the Four Horsemen, Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, and two other ones. You had the Von Erichs. They were tag team. The Freebirds. I bet you guys didn't know this. Former Raw general manager and SmackDown general manager, and now Vice President of Talent Relations, John Laurinaitis, was a Freebird with Michael P. Hayes. And Matt and Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Boys, they were known as Team Extreme, Edge and Christian. And it's funny because you only see men tag teams. You don't really see a lot of women tag teams. Well, besides, let's see. You have the 3 women group, the Riot Squad, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan. Bailey and Sasha Banks, they are calling themselves the Boss and Hug Connection, paying homage to the Rock and Sock Connection, Mick Foley and The Rock. Let's see, who else is in a tag team sort of situation? Well, Nia Jax and Tamina have formed themselves a little alliance, and let's just say they are dominant. And also on Twitter, Stephanie McMahon has also rumored that there would be maybe women's tag team titles along the horizon. She didn't say, it wasn't official, but it will eventually happen. I can see Nia and Tamina being the first ever women tag team champions. And the thing is, it wouldn't be a stranger if women had their own titles before. Women like Jacqueline, Jackie, Chyna, they have competed against the men before. Chyna was the first woman to ever hold on to the Intercontinental title. So, if I could probably picture any woman probably holding any prestigious title. I could see either Ronda or Nia maybe holding the Universal Championship, or maybe one of the women on SmackDown could be the WWE champion, even though they have a championship. But, you know, this women's evolution is huge. It broke out hugely in, I think maybe 2012, 2013 with hashtag Give Divas a Chance. They had their own pay-per-view, and now we actually might get women tag team champions. So, you know, the possibilities are endless with the women's division in WWE, so we don't know for certain. But other than that, we could get a lot of, you know, huge responses. A lot of people want to see these women tag team title belts. They could kind of be like the guys, where since maybe they'll have two sets of tag team championships for the women, like blue for SmackDown, red for Raw. It could happen. We just don't know, you know, when it could happen. But it will happen in the near future. We just don't know the place or the time. So it could happen really either way. And I would love to see the women actually get tag team championships. And I can definitely see it in the near future. And with all the girls that were probably told, you can't be a wrestler, it's a male sport. You could prove those guys wrong, ladies. Do not let them steal anything from you. Do not. And I feel like the women's division has grown as a whole. They're no longer called divas. They are called superstars, and they're recognized for their talents that they pull. And it is very, very important that they know what they do is a huge influence on little girls everywhere. They don't have to be a princess or, you know, a doctor or something, or a nurse. They can be a wrestler. Proven with Ronda Rousey, Nia Jax, Tamina, Naomi, Asuka, just to name a few. They are basically trailblazers for future women that want to be in the business. And I'm not saying I'm one of them, but with the women now on commentary, yes, I definitely want to be a part of that evolution as much as the next girl. So definitely that. So we got a little bit more time. But other than that, wrestling is a huge passion in my life, and I love it. And for all those girls that like wrestling too, I salute you, as well as the next woman. Definitely with TLC on the horizon, we'll still have very potential matches that'll be coming up in the near future. We just don't know who will be in each match. So could be a possibility that, maybe Nia and Ronda will maybe compete in a tables match, a chairs match, or a ladder match, even though they had the women compete in the Money in the Bank. So the thing is, Nia's never been in a ladder match, and neither has Ronda. So I would actually kind of want to see them in a ladder match or a tables match, or maybe TLC all together. But we don't know. So we're going to cut to another break, and we will be back with the rest of the show. So, yeah.
Oh. It bugs me. All right, let's go.
All right. I'm ready.
Welcome, everybody, to the Press Box. My name is Dev.
It's your girl, Tony D, a.k.a. Lois Lane.
And we got a lot of good stuff to get into for y'all. We're going to give y'all an update on the Urban Meyer situation. We're going to talk a little bit of NFL preseason football, because football is back.
Yes, it is.
Bittersweet, but it is back nonetheless. So we're going to definitely enjoy talking about that. And we're going to get into some other things. But first, I must ask, Tony, how's your weekend going?
My weekend is going good. My week was, pretty good. How was yours?
It's cool. It's cool. You know how you just have one of those, it's just another day type feelings? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with it. But nonetheless, let's get the show cracking.
Absolutely.
So what do you want to talk about first, Tony?
You know what? Let's go ahead and get it done and start it. You hate to say out the way, but, So, for those of you who have not been following, it all started with a report that came out in May of, what was he charged with? Trespassing or something. Zach Smith, who is now the former wide receivers coach for Ohio State. Then his wife came out with this report that she was being domestically abused. And then it was brought up at Big Ten Media Day, and Urban at first denied any recollection or any knowledge of it. Then he was placed on administrative leave. And then a day or two afterwards, he comes out with a statement saying he knew what was going on. He reported it to Ohio State people and Florida. Mm-hmm. And then Zach Smith does his interview. And now we have come to this. This pack, Courtney Smith's mom, have both taken Zach's side. Lynn Bruce, she's the mother of a website that is about all Ohio State stuff. Mm-hmm. And so I've started going on there recently. But in this article, this was a story that was published on Facebook. And have you noticed all of this is being published Facebook?
Yeah.
Facebook is where all of this is being published first. Even the guy who did Courtney Smith's interview, he first published the story on Facebook. And the guy who published this story on Facebook is Jeff Snook. And he's a sports writer who has written several books about Ohio State football. And this is just, it's not looking good for her.
It's not. Nobody close to the situation is even on her side. A lot of people are coming out, speaking out on the character that she was. A lot of people also believe that Zach Smith, which is what he said in the interview, they believe he was trying to remove himself from the situation, mm-hmm. As cautiously as possible, but with these situations, they never really turn out that way all the time, and things happen. And unfortunately for Zach Smith, things have happened. Not to say that he's innocent by any way, in any way, shape, or form. He did what he did, and he's responsible for what he's done. But, with everything coming out.
Welcome back, guys, to the next generation of Sports Talk Radio, The Score. You're listening to me, Fun Size 2.0 here, and we are covering, again, we're going to be talking about Daniel Bryan. He actually explains his actions from 7 days ago, which was way before Survivor Series. Even though it was supposed to be originally AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar, a rematch from last year's Survivor Series, but now it's just complicated. Daniel Bryan has literally given no one any explanations on why he hit AJ Styles below the belt. So we technically don't know what's going through this man's head. But other than that, we really hope we can actually get some, hi, Albert, hey, long time no see, man, or really technically, good evening to you too. We missed you earlier, but hey, thanks for actually watching me again, thanks. So Daniel Bryan basically gave AJ Styles a low blow. It was a championship match, basically kind of like when they had their early championship match at Crown Jewel. So, but this time it didn't really end in the favor of AJ Styles, who literally held the title for 1 year. That is a huge accomplishment on his part. But now, what's going to be on Daniel's mind? What will he say to the WWE Universe tonight on SmackDown Live? It's kind of all up in the air for us and for the people that are watching, that'll be watching tonight. So it could really just either him saying, like, I don't have to give you an explanation, or he will give us an explanation and just say, like, oh, like, you guys don't care about me. I care about the title and blah, blah, blah. And then moving on, we're going to see how Shane McMahon, the commissioner of SmackDown, and Paige, the general manager, respond to SmackDown getting swept under the rug by Raw. SmackDown did put up a good effort, even though the SmackDown tag team won on the kickoff, but that really didn't count as a win, even though I think it should have. But Raw swept SmackDown like it was nothing. It was just like, it was easy for them. It was a clean sweep. 6 wins to 0. SmackDown didn't even get on the board at all in any way, shape, or form. And it was just hard to watch. Even though I got my blue Naomi hair going on. Other than that, it was just brutal. It was very, very brutal. SmackDown did put up a good fight. It's just that their efforts weren't enough to beat Raw. Everyone on Raw was on their A game, especially with that invasion that happened with Becky last week. SmackDown Live took it to the Raw women's division, but hey, Raw came back and bit you guys in the butt hard. And man, Becky definitely set the standard for that one. And man, they got swept bad. Now the thing is that Becky's going to be out of commission for a while. But the thing is, since she's a SmackDown Women's Champion and she's going to be out with an injury, will she even be able to defend her SmackDown Women's title? How's that going to work? We don't know what's going through Becky Lynch's mind. We all know she got busted really good in the chops by Nia Jax, and that kind of put her out of commission for the Survivor Series match between her and Ronda. So it really, we don't know. Will Becky have to surrender the title tonight, maybe, to see who will be a new Yes, Becky did have a broken face. But the thing is that how will Becky be able to defend her title with her face busted? Will she have to surrender the title and then try to regain it back after all the scratching and clawing she did to actually get back to the mountaintop, even stabbing her own best friend in the back? It can kind of, it's just an up in the air situation. It's gonna be a while, yeah, before Becky can even get back in the ring, especially with her eye. If you saw last week, her eye was definitely black and blue, and it was just bad. But other than that, we could possibly see Becky have to surrender the title, but we don't know. We don't even know if Becky's going to even be at SmackDown tonight. But we might just see her have to surrender the title, because that's going to happen. Yeah, she can't even compete with it. No, she can't. She cannot compete with a broken face. So most likely, I think that she will eventually have to surrender the title until she's physically able 100% and her face is healed in order to compete, to defend her title. So there might be a women's battle royal, or maybe a tournament going on to determine maybe a new SmackDown Women's Champion. So far, there have been several women on that roster that have held the SmackDown Women's Championship. You have Charlotte Flair, Naomi, and Carmella. Those are the only 3 women on that roster that have held the SmackDown Women's Championship. But, it really could kind of go, you can go either way. It depends on all what Paige thinks. Saying, I love the way she chose Charlotte to be the captain. That was an amazing moment. It was, well, technically she wasn't the captain, Albert. She chose Charlotte to be her replacement. And getting to her, at Survivor Series, it was a close bout between her and Ronda Rousey. But something in Charlotte just broke, snapped. She completely lost it at Survivor Series against Ronda. Lord knows why she completely lost her marbles and just laid waste to Ronda. Okay. Yeah, but definitely, Charlotte just laid waste to Ronda, and it was just, brutal to watch. It's just even amazing that Ronda was even able to leave the ring on her own willpower. She had her throat. The Becky in her came out. I agree. The Becky Lynch in Charlotte probably did come out. Yeah, Albert Pride. Yes, I totally agree with that. Probably because Becky did tell Charlotte when she chose her replacement, make Ronda tap out the way I can. Beat her the way I would beat her. And Albert, you're probably right on the money. You're probably right on the money about that. And that Becky eventually wanted Charlotte to release her inner Becky Lynch. I don't know, maybe, but it's likely a possibility, even though her and Charlotte have been best friends, even though their relationship was brutalized. But who knows? It could really kind of go, it could be that. Yeah, the inner Becky came out in Charlotte. Definitely. And then also, yeah, we don't know what's going on with Charlotte. We'll find out tonight. Let's hope she gives an explanation just as much as Daniel Bryan does. So we'll definitely have to keep, those are probably the 2 key elements to tonight. Well, actually 3. The SmackDown roster might get grilled by Shane. And speaking of Shane, the SmackDown men's team was pretty well put together. But the thing is that in the backstage interview after Survivor Series when The Miz was eliminated, he said he blamed Jeff Hardy and Shane McMahon for the downfall of SmackDown Live. I feel like some captain you are, Miz, thinking you would blame your teammates for the downfall of SmackDown losing. Wow. That's a captain that I do not, that's a ship do not want to sail on at all if The Miz is the captain of the ship. But other than that, let's just say that when Miz is in a captain's role, he basically milks it. He doesn't leave his team to great victory. He brags and brags, saying like, "Oh, you're this, you're that," but eventually it gets down to it, and Miz just doesn't really understand the whole position of being a captain. Him and Daniel Bryan were supposed to be co-captains, but Paige kicked him off since he was the WWE champion and he couldn't probably compete in 2 matches at once. And then, let's see, that's actually embraced. Yeah, they did actually embrace after Becky, let Charlotte take over. And now this is very interesting. So the Bar, along with the Big Show, will be facing the New Day, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and Big E in the first ever Thanksgiving Feast Street Fight. Now, this is a bit unique. We all know that Thanksgiving, 2 days away. Let's just say these rules, we don't know much about it, really at all. All we know, it probably has something to do with maybe one of them dressing up as a gobbledygooker, and one of them maybe dressing up as a pilgrim, and the other one dressing up as an Indian. Now, if I probably have to distribute outfits, I would say Kofi would probably make a very convincing Indian, because I could see him probably wearing like a moccasin or a loincloth or something like that. Well, not a loincloth, that's more Tarzan. But I could probably see Kofi as an Indian, Big E as a giant turkey, and Xavier Woods as a pilgrim. Or maybe Kofi would be the pilgrim and then Xavier Woods would be the Indian. Because either way, this is the first time ever that this is a Thanksgiving feast fight. That's what it's called. So basically, since it's Thanksgiving, they're probably going to have a lot of food, cranberry sauce, gravy, the giant turkey, the turkey itself, like the food. I really think that it's going to get real messy in that ring with food, and I'm telling you, mashed potatoes, corn on the cob, cream corn, cranberry sauce, it's just going to get everywhere, and it's going to be messy. Definitely one messy fight, but one thing is for certain, I'm really looking forward to this match. I want to see this. Now, if that doesn't probably get you in the mood for Thanksgiving, I don't know what will. I think it will definitely probably get you in the mood for Thanksgiving, because seeing all that food just go flying, come on, it's natural in the WWE for a food fight to happen. So, that's how SmackDown rolls. And then also, now the thing is, Shinsuke Nakamura was representing SmackDown, and his outfit of choice was just his outfit, but just blue. Like, really nothing new at all. But, definitely, even though Shinsuke Nakamura did not come out unscathed against Seth Rollins, Seth and Nakamura put up very, very good fights. So, either way, really not a big Nakamura fan. Hate on me all you want. I'm not a big Shinsuke fan. I used to be, but now I'm not. If you don't like it, too bad. But how will the United States champion react to his loss against the Kingslayer, Seth Rollins? Because we all know Seth was battling his own personal demon in Dean Ambrose, even though he will be facing him at TLC. We don't know what match they'll be in, but that's kind of up to the imagination right now. So we all know that Nakamura really says he hasn't found any worthy competition on SmackDown Live. He might just, one day he's going to put his foot in his mouth. Probably wouldn't be the first time he's done that. But either way, Shinsuke did get hurt in the match, and he did fall short to Seth Rollins from Raw. And I think that someone will probably come and put Nakamura in his place. So far, no one has yet, except Rusev, who was close at Crown Jewel. But I really think that someone will challenge Knock America and knock Shinsuke off of his high pedestal where he thinks America is supposed to be Knock America. But I really think that Shinsuke is a very, very talented individual, and I can respect that. But other than that, Seth Rollins bested him in every sense of the word. And, you know, that's just how it is. With Survivor Series in the back rear view mirror of everyone's radar, we now move on to TLC and not the R&B group. We are talking about tables, ladders, and chairs. Now, I'll give you, if you guys don't know, then you guys came to the right place for an explanation on TLC. TLC stands for tables, ladders, and chairs. Now, mind you, ladder matches have been done before in WWE, back to when Triple H and Shawn Michaels were just fresh baby faces into the business. Shawn Michaels has competed in a ladder match with Razor Ramon, and Triple H has competed in a ladder match against The Rock. So both of those men had experience dealing with ladders. Chris Jericho has been experienced in a ladder match. Edge, Christian have all experienced ladder matches. The Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys. And speaking of them, I'll talk about them later. Eventually, Edge and Christian basically utilized ladders to their advantage in the early going of their careers. They were known as a tag team that liked to use ladders, bash them, spin them around. They were basically masters of the ladders. Then you had the Hardy Boys, who basically also used ladders, but then they also, well, actually, no. Edge and Christian were actually good with chairs. They were with the concerto, where they placed a chair on the mat, then put someone's head in between, laying on that chair that was on the ring, and then literally wailing at that person's head. Literally a steel chair sandwich that you did not want to enjoy in any sense of the word. Then the Hardy Boys utilized ladders. Matt and Jeff, knowing them, mostly Jeff, who would literally jump off of a ladder or any high space for that matter, would throw caution to the wind. And if everybody followed Jeff Hardy's career literally from the beginning or in the Attitude Era or during around the 2000s, Jeff was a huge, and I mean huge, risk taker. That man literally lived on adrenaline alone. And Jeff has known to have a series of injuries due to that. And even though he puts his body on the line every night, he has two little girls at home, and he does it every night. And he makes sure that he's been out with injuries before, but not as serious. And then the Dudley Boys, Devon and Bubba Ray, those darn Dudleys, as JR would put it, would definitely utilize the tables from their ECW days, heading into WWE, WCW, or, WWF, WWE. Still utilize the tables. Everyone does, still. But bringing all three of those elements together was never thought of, ever, until SummerSlam of maybe 1998 or so. SummerSlam, where the first ever TLC happened between Edge and Christian, Matt and Jeff Hardy, and the Dudley Boys. They never thought that match would reach grander heights than it would today, but believe it or not, it did. And it spread till maybe WrestleMania 17 or 18, where it was on a huge scale. The TLC 2 match. Same three teams in a huge grander scale. And all 6 of those men put their heart and soul and bodies in that ring in Houston, Texas. I remember watching that match, and it was just in awe. And one of those moments was having Jeff Hardy dangling, holding on to the tag team titles high above the ring with the ladder being moved right from under his feet. Edge on like maybe a 20-foot ladder and then spearing Jeff right out of the air down to the canvas. And man, that match is still talked about to this day. And it still is, but now TLC, instead of just being like, a side match, it's now its own pay-per-view. So basically TLC is now on a grander scale, and instead of just like, a little side match, it's its own grand pay-per-view where it's nothing but tables, ladders, and chairs. And man, let's just say that it's just awesome to see how these matches and those 6 men have innovated this match as a whole. And you think the women have done something huge, which they have, but this huge pay-per-view by itself is just awesome. It's just huge on a massive scale. So we'll be cutting to another break, and I'll be back again.
Out through the law and things like that, the law decided that he should remain a productive citizen among society. So I don't understand what's the problem with Urban Meyer even feeling like he should remain a productive citizen of society.
Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career? Not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career? Not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career? Not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career? Not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career? Not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career? Not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career, not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career, not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career, not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career, not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum.
And welcome back, guys, to the next generation of Sports Talk Radio. You're with me, Funsize 2.0. Make sure you guys catch out the score on air.com. And this is the score. Make sure you guys either call or text the show down here. The number is right there, so make sure you guys check it out. So the last time I was talking was about TLC on how it's a huge, massive pay-per-view, like all by itself. So basically, I think it's very unique that this pay-per-view is now its own thing. And they're coming up with new pay-per-views probably almost every waking second. But other than that, I think that maybe there will be, like with TLC matches, there's already 2 in the lineup. There's probably more to come. So maybe I could see Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles going at it with their high-flying expertise. I think the best match for them would probably be a ladder match, because any probably high flyer would probably work best in a ladder match, such as Jeff Hardy. But even though Edge was kind of a more ground and pound kind of person, but I think that they would probably be more favorable in a ladder match. That I can see. And if my hunch is right, and it might be, we could see Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles in a ladder match. And also, maybe there could be a ladder match for the women for the SmackDown Women's title at TLC. We don't know. And then maybe tag team title bout down the line between the Bar and the New Day. Both teams are 5-time tag team champions, and in their own right. So we all know that. But definitely you could, the possibilities are endless with TLC. You can have a tables match, a ladder match, a chairs match, or all 3 rolled up into one. We just don't know. It's basically all up in the air right now. So it could really go either way for that matter. Because I think that some of these matches are probably like huge matches. And also with Ronda and Nia, I'd probably say maybe a chairs or tables match. Because if you think about it, Ronda has the strength to pick up Nia. And let's just say, imagine seeing one of those women go through a table. Man, that would just be huge. We've seen Alexa Bliss and Bayley in a Extreme Rules match. Excuse me. But now we have them involved in a match that's, very dangerous for any of these competitors going into these matches. And I'm telling you, the possibilities are huge when it comes to this pay-per-view. It can be a ladder match, tables match, chairs match, or all three in one match. And let's just say these matches are not for the faint of heart. So if you are squeamish or squirm, this is not the pay-per-view for you, my friend. Because these matches can get very, very vicious and violent in instance. And let's just say the action can get pretty crazy. So we all know that the women are. Let's see. So this is what Paul's Albert Pride. Yeah, I think Paul's probably my most dedicated watcher. It says it's basically a food fight. Well, we don't know that with the Thanksgiving feast fight. We don't know what that could basically be. And it is going to be fun. It says, don't like him as a heel. Daniel Bryan, definitely not. WWE has its work cut out for them without Braun Strowman on the card. Still is. The women are becoming the risk takers now. So true. The women are a lot more risk taking than the guys. And now there were 3 matches for TLC, but now they only have 2 since Braun Strowman's out with a busted elbow thanks to Baron Corbin. But we all know how Braun can bounce back from an injury, and if you guys haven't seen his latest battles with Roman Reigns, let me give you guys an insight on this. So this was a match between Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns I think it was for the Universal title at the time, but I really couldn't remember, or Brock was champion at the time. So the thing is that it was a brutal match between both men, and I think Braun was getting loaded, or Roman was getting loaded into the back of the ambulance, and then Roman basically tricked Braun into getting into the back of the ambulance. He decides to drive the ambulance backwards into a wall, and that ambulance caved in like a smushed can, a soda can. But the weird thing is, be prepared for this one, guys. Braun walked out of the destroyed back of the ambulance. He did not want any help. He actually walked out on his own willpower. If that's not monstrous strength, I don't know what is. Because that is crazy. No normal man would be able to walk out of an ambulance after that, after literally getting it backed up all the way into a concrete wall. That is just crazy strength right there. And I really think that Braun would actually maybe come back from this. And let's just say Baron Corbin better watch out. Because as Braun said on Raw, he's going to get these hands. And let's just say, if Braun does come back, Baron Corbin's got a really rude awakening for him at TLC coming up in maybe three weeks' time. And also, definitely, this is going to be one brutal TLC match like you wouldn't believe, especially between Braun and Baron Corbin. Now, the thing is that I kind of preferred Kurt Angle as the general manager. He was so much better. And Baron Corbin just abuses his power. If you guys think that Baron Corbin abuses his power, please comment in this area right here, please. But I like Kurt Angle as GM. He was a lot fairer. Plus, it was fun with Kurt Angle, but Baron Corbin just abuses his power. He uses his power to get rid of all of his problems. But the thing is that Stephanie McMahon put in a stipulation for Baron Corbin and Braun. But Baron Corbin's side of the card is that if he loses against Braun at TLC, if Braun can make it, Baron Corbin loses all of his authority on Raw. So he'll just be back to being a regular competitor. But the thing is, if Brock loses, Braun, if Braun loses, then he won't get his Universal title opportunity against Brock Lesnar. I kind of want to see Braun and Brock go at it again. Because if you guys remember a couple, maybe months back, Braun took Brock to the limit. And they literally stood toe-to-toe with each other, sizing each other up. But I think Braun probably is scouting Brock, but Brock doesn't know that, because we all know that Brock doesn't show up when he's supposed to. He only shows up when the money's right. That's how Brock rolls. And why do you think he was going to run off to UFC anyway? When you think about it, Brock is scared. He doesn't want you to think that, but we know in that big, fat, flat head of his, he's scared of Braun Strowman. He just won't say it. He knows he is. Sure, he picked up Braun before, maybe gave him a suplex and an F5, but come on. We all know Brock is weak in the legs. Come on, it's obviously he skips leg day. So we will discuss more about Brock Lesnar and the Universal Championship later. Make sure you guys stick around to watch for more.
The Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career, not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career, not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career, not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career, not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career, not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career, not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career, not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career, not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career, not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career, not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com.
And welcome back, guys. The next generation of sports talk radio, the score on air.com, the score. I am your host, Fun Size 2.0, and today we are going to talk about and remain about Brock Lesnar. Yes, we are talking about the Beast Incarnate, the one behind 21-1. The thing that Paul Heyman likes to boast about the most is how bad and big Brock Lesnar is. And if you guys really didn't know this, that probably back when Brock debuted, before, it's funny because Paul Heyman has been by Brock's side since he first debuted. But here's another little fact about that. Paul actually stabbed Brock in the back at one point when he eventually managed the Big Show. It was at Survivor Series, I think maybe in 2003 or 2002, where Paul Heyman cost Brock Lesnar the WWE title at that point. And let's just say, ever since that happened, now Paul and Brock are attached at the hip now for some weird reason. But, it's like that, but, who really cares now? Because, it's just like that. But other than that, let's talk another thing about tag teams and factions. Some of them actually have managers, who had a manager? Oh, DX at one point. They had Ravishing Rick Rude kind of accompany them to ringside, which was kind of cool. And what other faction had a manager? You got to bear with me, guys. This is kind of trying to dig into the archives of my brain right now to think of all of this great stuff that's the great tag teams and factions that have had managers over the years. Before Edge and Christian became like the goofy guys, Canadian brothers with sunglasses, even though they weren't brothers, they were part of the Brood with Gangrel. That's how they kind of first got their start, was with the Brood, and they were managed by Gangrel. They had a manager, so the Brood was basically a three-man team. So that's another faction. That was the Brood. The Ministry of Darkness, the Edge and Christian were also a part of it, along with the Brood, with The Undertaker, Viscera, and Midian. And also the Acolytes, Bradshaw and Baruch, the APA, which were known as the Acolyte Protection Agency. it's funny because bet you guys didn't know this. John Bradshaw Layfield, he actually had black hair and a beard. I didn't know that until I saw it and be like, wait a minute. He transferred from long black hair to having beard, mustache and beard, to having no beard and brown hair and like a TV show host haircut going on. But I think it's actually pretty cool that he kind of transitioned to that. And what are the tag teams? Oh, Paul London and Brian Kendrick. Bet you guys didn't know about them either. I think after the holidays, guys, I'm going to be bringing in my Wrestling WWE Encyclopedia book. It's not the updated version. It's an older one. But I'm definitely going to bring that into the studio next week. Because Thanksgiving break. So make sure you guys also enjoy your families and have a great Thanksgiving, and make sure you guys catch out that Thanksgiving feast fight with the Bar and the New Day. Now, we all know, actually, it's funny because WWE is no stranger to having food fights, or even having like gravy bowl matches or pudding matches or whatever. So, WWE is known for having giant food fights. And if you guys didn't know this, maybe a couple SmackDown moons ago, it was when Titus O'Neil was with the tag team with Darren Young. They were known as the Primetime Players, and it was an easy contest between Titus O'Neil and the Great Khali, who we really don't know is he still in contract with WWE in some way. We don't know. Half of the people that are basically on the side of WWE's payroll are kind of incognito at the moment. But so eventually Titus O'Neil was forced to compete against the Swiss cyborg known as Cesaro, when then he was known as Antonio Cesaro. So now, going on to that match, let's just say Titus had a bit too much to eat, and eventually it came up the other way, and it was just nasty. But the thing is that it was pretty funny, because first he upchucked in JBL's hat, and then he decided to put it on Michael Cole's head. Oh man, at first it was gross, but then it was funny. But, now, like that's how Thanksgiving is in WWE now, when you think about it. So, other than that, yeah, that's, how it is in WWE. There's huge food fights. The Divas even dress up and, they probably don't do this now anymore. They used to have the women dress up in like, Thanksgiving attire, like Indians and Pilgrims. But now they don't do that anymore. They respect the women now on a higher scale, which is very, very inspiring for all these little girls and everyone else all those other girls that want to be wrestlers. So, and thanks for the likes, guys. Thanks Albert Pride, Jay Jordan. Yeah, thank you guys so much for liking this. And if you guys want to see anything, make sure you fill in those comment areas and see what you guys want me to talk about next, so I know. And yeah, and I also have my own individual YouTube page too. It's WWE Women's Wrestling Entertainment. It's on Facebook. Make sure you guys, like the page, comment on it, give me some insight. What do you guys want to see with me talking about WWE as a whole? Make sure you guys, fill up my page with like suggestions and everything. I want to build up my community, so I definitely want to build that up too, because I really, really enjoy talking about WWE as a whole. I love WWE since 2008 when I first started. I was around the PG era when I first started. John Cena was my hero. I still like John Cena, and Roman Reigns is also one of my favorites too. And you guys can't see it. I'm wearing his Hit Hard, Hit Often Roman Reigns shirt. I support Roman. I wish speedy recovery for him. and for his family that he fights this illness to recover. Godspeed for you, Roman Reigns. We want to make sure you come back and win the Universal title and take that title away from Brock Lesnar. We definitely want that. We probably all want that because we really don't even. A lot of people respect Lesnar, but I don't. I don't respect him. I don't respect a champion that really doesn't show up when he's supposed to defend the title. He really shouldn't even have the title in the first place. If you're not going to defend it within a certain amount of days, you should be stripped of the title. That's what I believe. If I were a GM myself, which would probably be a lot better than Baron Corbin. And I guess with huge, pay-per-view matches that'll be coming in the near future, the possibilities are endless for WWE. They already had a first ever women's pay-per-view already this year. So now we have TLC and then WrestleMania, which will actually take place in, I think it said New York of 2019. So, and they already have WrestleMania packages already set out for next year. So, if you guys if you guys go to WrestleMania, make sure you guys post it on my page. I would love to see all the experience and everything. I know I'll be watching it from home because I have no way of getting there. Honest to God truth, I have no way of getting there. I have no ride. But other than that, yeah, that's how it is. So we'll be taking another break in the final hours of here. And make sure you guys stick around and keep watching.
Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career? Not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career? Not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career? Not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career? Not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career? Not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career? Not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career? Not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career? Not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career? Not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career? Not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career? Not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career? Not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio.
What is up, everybody? You're back with the next generation of Score on Air. I am your host, Sierra Fun Size, and today we are definitely talking about a bit of the last leg of the show. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for watching the second episode. Albert, I know you are probably listening right now. You are a most favorite watcher, and I really support you, and thank you for watching the show. I really appreciate it. And make sure you guys follow me on Facebook, WWE Women's Wrestling Entertainment. That is on Facebook, so make sure you guys check it out. Make sure you guys follow the Score on Air for all of the wrestling content that you can handle from me, the lovable short little girl, Fun Size, who loves wrestling as a whole. Thank you guys so much, and thanks for the likes too. Also, if you guys also want to follow my YouTube channel, I cover more other stuff besides wrestling, but I'm planning to bring that to light onto my YouTube channel too. So it is at Funsize 2.0, and it'll show the show my famous logo that I'm not short, I'm Fun Size picture. Make sure you guys follow me there, subscribe to my channel, make sure you hit that bell for the notifications. And just before I have to close out, I want to talk about SmackDown and Raw. Make sure you guys also catch up on those networks too. Make sure you guys catch SmackDown tonight. Got a lot of huge impacts going on, so who knows what could possibly happen. Maybe AJ Styles attacks Daniel Bryan. Charlotte Flair gives us an explanation on why. Maybe Becky will have to surrender the SmackDown Women's title tonight. Basically anything can happen in the WWE, as Vince McMahon or anybody in the McMahon family has said. So really, anything can happen. Anything goes in WWE. So we possibly do not know what could go awry. We don't know, but all we know is that SmackDown and Raw have a lot of bumps ahead on the road to TLC. I was almost about to say SummerSlam for a second. But definitely TLC is about a couple of weeks away. And we already have at least a couple of matches lined up. And we might have further matches along for the future. So we do not know. Only time will tell in WWE land. But definitely, guys, thank you so much for listening. And this show will be on every Tuesday, 4 to 6 p.m. So make sure you guys always make sure you tune into the Score on Air. Make sure you follow their Facebook page as well as my Facebook page, WWE Women's Wrestling Entertainment. And, make sure you guys stay cool, stay awesome. And also, if you guys have anything that you'd like to, comment right now, I'll probably go down the line right now and ask, just say the things that I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for my family, my friends, the opportunity to talk to you guys about the sport that I love, and I bet you guys probably like WWE too, even though most people say it's fake. But that's what people think. People think it's fake. It's scripted, and I'm thinking like, okay, whatever. Like, it really doesn't matter as long as you love what you do and you have a passion for it. Yeah, definitely go for it. I believe so. So, other than that, I really thank you guys for taking the time out of your busy schedules to listen to a 20-year-old girl who looks like she could still be in high school but isn't, to talk about wrestling on a massive scale more than it is. And I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. And again, no hate, just love. And yeah, I'm definitely thankful for my family, my friends, my health, and the opportunity, again, to talk to you guys about the sport that I love. And, just life as a whole. And definitely WWE in general. And it's just huge that I'm talking about a passion and a sport that I love with you guys. And it's just amazing. But other than that, definitely a lot of huge implications for TLC, and then WrestleMania probably right after that, or the Elimination Chamber is after TLC. But all other things, that's just how it is, and we all know that WWE knows how to put on one heck of a show, and we all know that. So definitely, we'll probably have future updates going on with TLC and everything else in between. So definitely, but there are a lot of huge, stipulations that could be involved with these matches. So, we don't know a lot of stipulations for certain matches, except for the one between Braun Strowman and Baron Corbin, which is a full TLC match. And we just, we don't know what matches will be going on for TLC. So, it can be up in the air. We just don't know. So other than that, definitely TLC is going to be a big one, and then the Elimination Chamber. I think Hell in a Cell already passed already, but still, WWE has a lot of ground to cover before WrestleMania. So maybe dream matches will become a reality. Just possibilities are endless, guys. Like, it's huge on a grand scale. We don't know, but other than that, yeah, it can be very impactful heading into these next few months, heading into WrestleMania, because that's the basically the granddaddy of them all. You think the Super Bowl or like World Series is huge. Well, WWE tops all of them in every sense of the word, because you think, sure, the Super Bowl gets sold out or the World Series gets sold out. No, WWE basically breaks all those records, especially when it comes to the attendance records at WrestleMania. I wish I could be part of that crowd and maybe get an interview with some of these guys, but, you know, a girl can dream, right? But we all know there are plenty of matches in the near future for TLC, especially with it being a few weeks away. We can cover a lot of ground. We could maybe see AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan in a rematch for the WWE title. Maybe, you know, a women's battle royal or something at on SmackDown tonight or at TLC. Like I said, possibilities are endless, and we don't know what to expect, especially when we think we know a lot about the business in WWE. We kind of don't, but you know, that's could be a possibility. We don't know, and maybe get an explanation from both Charlotte Flair and Daniel Bryan about their actions and what's going through their heads. We all know what's going through Dean Ambrose's head and Seth Rollins, and they're going to be in a collision heading into TLC, couple of weeks away. But we don't know what match they're in, so that's the fun part about it. That's the very fun part about it. But either way, guys, thank you so much for listening. Make sure you guys tune in every Tuesday, 4 to 6 p.m. And also check me out on Facebook, too. WWE Women's Wrestling Entertainment and YouTube. And also make sure you guys check out my other show that I co-host with, Apocalypse Utaku, on Twitch. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you.